Welcome to the weekend edition of News with a Twist. I'm Peyton LoCicero.
And I'm Kenny Lopez, and tonight we're in the Who Dat spirit with a new spirit. But before we open this bottle up, let's check out some of the stories making headlines this week. So did you know that LSU is number one in every way? Yeah. LSU's victory over Alabama landed the Tigers at the top of the college football playoff rankings for the first time in the school's history.
Wow.
Roar! Now the Tigers are ranked number one in the AP Writers poll and number one in USA Today's coaches poll. Let's hope they remain on top when they play Ole Miss tonight.
Hotty toddy, hotty toddy. While we're on the topic of football, after the heartbreaking loss to last week's Atlanta Falcons, the Saints still lead the NFC South. The Saints play tomorrow at Tampa Bay when they take on the Buccaneers. Kickoff is at noon. Who dat?
Who dat?
And speaking of who dat, there's a new vodka in town and it's highly spirited.
Ooh.
We're talking about Who Dat vodka made by Who Dat Spirits. It's made with 100% corn and 5 times distilled and filtered. We've got our hands on a few bottles. Check this out. Look at this bottle with characters and everything on it. How beautiful.
Really cool.
Mardi Gras Indians, musicians, waiters, industry people, everybody who represents the Who Dat Nation.
Now, Who Dat Vodka will have its official launch party at Gree this Wednesday with food and drinks and even super fans plus live music by Tremaine Brass Band and Who Dat giveaways.
Wow.
Yeah, this bottle
Cheers
is
to
amazing.
that.
Cheers to
I
that.
know. I'm loving this bottle. It's so beautiful.
And when the partially collapsed Hard Rock Hotel is finally demolished, the remains of the 2 workers who were killed will still be in the building. Now, the city made the announcement earlier this week saying that the families of those 2 victims understand the impossibility of getting the bodies out before the building comes down. But a search team will try to recover any possible remains after the demolition. It's been over 1 month since the collapse, and first responders won't forget it.
As we pulled up, I remember seeing one guy waving his hands, going crazy. It was obvious that he needed to be rescued immediately. I said to myself, let's do this as quick as we can so me and the other firefighter who was with me could get home.
The demolition of the building is expected to happen after the NFC Championship game, and the site should be cleared off, before Mardi Gras starts. Let's see what happens.
Let's hope. Tonight is the night that we'll know if we have a new governor or if we have the remaining. The race between Republican businessman Eddie Rispone from Baton Rouge and the Democrat incumbent governor John Bel Edwards is happening tonight. If you've been anywhere near any type of communication, you know that this has been a hard-fought race.
Very tight.
WGNO is your local election headquarters, and we still will have the results, so head over to WGNO.com for everything you need to know.
All the latest info, right? And you could probably open a pretty nice store with all these counterfeit items.
Wow.
I know. The New Orleans Office of Homeland Security showed them off this week $8 million worth of counterfeit items. Wow. Like those fake Ray-Bans, LSU and Saints jerseys, and designer purses. Plus, even fake contact lenses and makeup, which could cause serious health issues. Homeland Security agents say they found most of this stuff in local pop-up stores and flea markets.
There are instances where the eye contacts are not up to standard and they cause infections and could cause loss of sight. And makeup, we found makeup that has heavy metals in it.
Gotta be careful. And there were even counterfeit Super Bowl rings. Investigators say they found much of the fake merchandise in flea markets and pop-up stores.
Phase 2 of Bourbon Street Revitalization Project is done. The mayor celebrated this week with a ribbon-cutting ceremony on Thursday morning. Nice. The cost of Phase 2 was $9.2 million. The project began in September of last year and spans 500 and 800 blocks of Bourbon Street. The third and final phase will begin soon, and when it's all finished, it's going to cost around $20 million.
Oh my gosh, but lots of people are happy about that.
Yes, oh, absolutely.
And Heaven's Pet will be blessing your furry friends. That's tomorrow for the 9th annual Blessing of the Pets. It's a way to celebrate your beloved cats and dogs, past and present. Now, the Blessing of the Pets is a worldwide 800-year tradition which originated from St. Francis of Assisi. He's the patron saint of animals. The blessing begins at 10 a.m. at Lake Lawn Cemetery, and all pets and their owners are encouraged to attend. What a nice thing.
Yeah, maybe I'll have to go.
Take Mikey, little
Yeah.
dog Mikey. Pro skateboarder Ryan Sheckler visited Parasite Park in New Orleans this week.
Yeah.
He showed off some skateboarding tricks. Oh, he almost hit his head there. Talked to the kids and took pictures with all of them. Sheckler's foundation donated $10,000 to Parasite Park 3 years ago, and he shared why he continues to support the skateboard community.
Wow.
Our main thing is trying to create safe skate spots for these kids to grow up, have a community, and stay out of the streets, man, stay out of trouble. So skateboarding saved my life, and I'm just trying to introduce that to kids all over the world.
You know, Peyton, I was out there watching him do all these tricks. He was really good.
Wow.
The Sheckler Foundation also helps kids with cancer and autism. This was the 10th annual Skate for a Cause tour, and previously, did you know, he had his own reality show on MTV called Life of Ryan. You watched.
I did watch. Justin Timberlake has been spotted
Where?
in and around Ponchatoula and Hammond.
Oh my gosh, gotta go.
Filming his new movie, Palmer.
Guess who else, Peyton?
Who?
Hugh Jackman's been seen in downtown New Orleans filming Reminiscence. And Ben Affleck's filming Deep Water in Washington Square Park and Frenchman Street right here in New Orleans. So if you've seen any stars out and about, we want to see them. So tag us on Instagram at WGNO. That's great. Lots of A-listers in town right now.
I know, I want to see him.
Speaking of movies, Good Morning Angels.
Good morning, Charlie. Or should I really say Kenny?
Yeah. Kenny's Angels. No, the new Charlie's Angel movie hits theaters this weekend, and it stars Kristen Stewart, Naomi Scott, and Ella Balinska. This franchise just keeps getting the reboot. Charlie's Angels started off as a hit TV show on ABC, which ran from 1976 to 1981 with Farrah Fawcett, Jacqueline Smith, and Kate Jackson. Now, they tried to reboot it again in 2011, but it wasn't a hit. But then Charlie's Angels hit the big screen with Cameron Diaz, Lucy Liu, and Drew Barrymore as the Angels in 2000 and 2003. They both were such box office smashes. The first one made $264 million, the second one $259 million. Wow.
That's a lot.
So go out and see the new one if you really want to, right? Those are your News with a Twist headlines. Get them anytime with our WGNO News app. So Peyton, I want to ask you, are you excited about the reboot, this remake with new stars, or what do you think?
I think it's neat that they're going ahead and making another one.
Yeah.
But I mean, 3 times remade. Do you think it'll be a hit?
I don't know. I kind of feel like Cameron Diaz, Lucy Liu, and Drew Barrymore were
That was
it.
a hit, right.
Yeah, perfection. For Modern Day Angels, I really wish
Right.
they would have had them do it again.
That would have been interesting to do, kind of like a sequel, like what happens next?
Yes.
To have the same people. But I don't know, the new 3 Charlie's Angels,
They're talented.
They're talented, and the commercials and previews for it, they look great.
It looks like it's going to be action-packed.
Yeah,
But
it does.
storylines are probably going to be very similar.
Right.
Spy movies, big explosions.
Exactly.
Running on the
Guess-
beach in bikinis. That always happens on
Yeah.
Charlie's
I
Angels.
guess we'll have to go and find out for ourselves.
Yeah, maybe it'll be a hit. But new blood, new blood. It's always good to bring
Right.
back new things.
Exactly. And I don't know if you've noticed, but it has been a little cold outside this week.
I noticed. We needed a little bit of defrosting, and a good place to spend your time is indoors at the movies, like go
Yeah.
see Charlie's Angels. But here in New Orleans, it's all about the food and
Yes,
what
it
we
is.
eat. So that's why we wanted to know, what's your go-to cold weather food? You tell us when you grab the mic.
A good po' boy, because it's hot, fresh, and ready.
I like eating gumbo because it keeps you warm and it's delicious. It have shrimps and sausages in it and crabs.
I'll say jambalaya, but what you really need is some hot chocolate. Get you some hot chocolate, you're gonna be good throughout the whole day.
When it's cold, I eat gumbo. It's just because it warms the soul, man. It warms the soul.
When it's cold outside, I like to eat some warm chili with some crackers, maybe some cheese in it, you know what I'm saying? Put some hot sauce on there.
Go-to food on a cold day is gumbo because I'm from South Louisiana.
Hot soup because
It warms up your bones.
Great answers.
Really good answers. My favorite go-to,
What
and you're
is
gonna
it?
think it's funny,
What is
is
it?
ice cream.
What?
Okay, during winter, there are always so many great Christmas flavors or Thanksgiving
Okay.
flavors at Whole Foods.
Like pumpkin, like
At
cinnamon?
Whole Foods, they have pumpkin pie ice cream sandwiches.
Okay.
If you haven't gone out there to try them, you have to. They are so delicious and so good. Like, my mouth is watering.
I can tell she's drooling just thinking about it.
They're so good. What's your favorite?
Oh my gosh, I'm still wanting to try this ice cream stuff. Why doesn't that make you colder?
Well, not if you're like inside watching movies with a blanket, eating your ice cream.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, that is a new one. That is a
I
new
know.
one.
Well, I'm weird. It's fine.
I'm classic. Yakamen. You've ever had Yakamen?
No.
The Yakamen lady, she's famous in town. She makes this Yakamen. It's like a broth with eggs and crystal hot sauce, Tabasco hot sauce, and noodles and chives and onions and
Anything with crystals, I'm all about. Love crystals.
And I had it last weekend outside, and I was just like, oh, shivering and like, my Yakamen. So good, Yakamen.
Okay, I'm gonna definitely have to go and try that too.
Good hangover cure too.
Oh, good to know.
And,
no matter the weather, people always forget the important things in their car.
Still talking about cold weather here. And it's not just the summer when it's important to get everything out of your car, but in the winter, things can be harsh on items you leave in your car too. Here are 6 things to not leave in your car when it's cold in tonight's twist list. First up, frozen phones. We got cell phones here. The colds can affect the batteries, causing your phone not to work very well.
Wow. Good to know. The next one is soda cans, beer cans, and canned goods. I did not know this one. The freezing temperatures cause the water to expand and usually leads to those cans exploding and making a mess.
That has happened to me before. I didn't know I had a Coke under my seat, and then it started spraying around my car.
Oh,
Yes,
no.
get the Coke out of your car. And if you ran to the store and you left your eggs in your car, you better go get them. The cold weather can cause them to crack, and then you have omelets on your seats.
I was about to say scrambled eggs.
Scrambled eggs, yes.
Oh, man. In a band, get those instruments out because the chilly weather can cause the wood on the instruments to break and become brittle.
Okay.
Another one I didn't
Or
know.
you could just put your instrument in a case. Wouldn't that protect it?
I don't know.
No, but that's it. We have a lot of musicians here, so listen
Yeah.
up. And the cold can also affect medication, taking away their effectiveness.
Oh. I know a lot of people usually leave their like Zyrtec and Claritin or Advil in their cars. So that's a good one to make sure.
Yeah, because then you're like, why am I still sneezing?
Right, exactly.
Yeah, interesting. And lastly, what is it?
Go ahead and take out all of the gas cans in your cars because they could be damaging. You don't want that fuel to sit in there.
Oh, so you
Yikes.
don't want to leave your tank on empty either, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Because
Exactly.
it can freeze and then the car may not start or run.
Yeah.
Interesting. Interesting.
Interesting. Some of those I really did not know.
Most of those I didn't.
Yeah, eggs. I mean, usually I'm pretty good about taking eggs out of my car, but
You don't want to spoil.
right. Interesting. And then cans. I have some corn in my car right now. I should probably go.
Yeah, take the corn out of your car.
Can we take a quick commercial break?
Yeah, she's gonna run get her corn.
Oh goodness.
And Peyton, ever wonder what does Drew Brees do on his days off?
I
Maybe
wonder.
eat some Yakaman
Yeah, or frozen ice cream.
or frozen ice cream. If he's not training or if he's not at the Dome, who dat? There he is.
Oh,
Who dat in that
spotted.
crowd? That's Drew Brees at the Jonas Brothers concert this past week. That's how he spends his time. He walked into the VIP section and the crowd went wild. As he walked through the crowd, of course, he greeted his fans, took pictures, shook their hands. Now, the Jonas Brothers didn't call the Super Bowl winning quarterback on stage. Maybe they didn't even know Brees was in the crowd. But what a cool moment.
Really cool moment.
He likes pop music, though. I know he likes Timberlake and he likes Jonas Brothers. He likes that kind of music, so pretty cool. And
cool.
speaking of football, every week our friends at Neutral Ground News, it's a satire publication. They make us some funny memes. So let's check out a few funny football-themed memes. And this week's What Do You Meme? Starting off, although the Saints lost to the Falcons, this meme pokes fun at the infamous Saints-Falcons rivalry. It says, season highlights of the Atlanta Falcons. Weak or no signal. In the long run, at the end of the season, what will the Falcons be remembered for? I don't see anything on that screen, do you?
Nope.
Who dat?
And from the Saints to the #1 ranked college football team, the LSU Tigers. Well, after the Tigers' big win against Bama, this meme shows what Bama fans are now searching on Google.
Uh-oh, what are they searching?
It's so funny. How to become an LSU fan.
Oh, you know it.
Who is Mike the Tiger? And an Ed Ogeron speech translator.
That would come in handy.
That would, even for LSU fans.
Yeah, with his Yat accent, yeah.
Yes.
Even the LSU fans could benefit. Pretty cool. Coming up next on News with a Twist, a school is now apologizing after taking a kid's lunch this week. What? Why they said they did it, and how they're trying not to let it happen again.
And a little later, it's election time, and these students want their voices to be heard. Kenny, do you know what time it is?
Time for ice cream?
No, it's time for our of the week. A public school in Minnesota is apologizing to students after throwing their hot meals away.
Whoa.
About 40 students at a Minneapolis area high school had their hot school lunches taken away on Monday. The school says the reason was because the students owed $15 or more on their lunch balance, so the hot meals were taken away and replaced with cold lunches.
Boo. Now the superintendent says that if a student has a lunch on their tray, they should be allowed to eat it. The school district also says it is owed nearly $20,000 in outstanding lunch balances.
Yikes.
I know. Administrators say they're trying to solve the shortfall by raising money in the community, and they won't try embarrassing students who can't pay again.
Oh, that's not good. I mean, you can't really take away a kid's lunch. It's super embarrassing for the kid who maybe their parents forgot or maybe they're going through a hard time. You can't send a kid to school and then take away their lunch. Then they go home hungry. No.
I don't think that was the best decision. At my elementary school, they would always serve everyone, even if you didn't have the money, and then they would talk to the parents later.
Yeah.
You know, it was almost like a layaway plan or a credit card thing. If you didn't have the money that day, they would let you pay it later, right?
Yikes. I mean, I just think that is so unacceptable.
I think they learned their lesson, though. They're going to try to fix it. But Peyton, it's election day, and every single vote counts. Even those who aren't old enough to vote yet, their voices matter too.
That is absolutely right. And I'm taking us to school where the kids are casting their vote.
We voted!
These voters might look small, but their voices are mighty.
I voted!
How do you inspire the next generation of voters? It's simple. Show them how easy it is and teach them exactly how to vote.
Like very cool for a kid to vote. Mostly they say only grown-ups can do it, but well, look where we are now.
Students at Arise Academy are learning how to lift up their voice in a mock election.
It is important to make sure that we actually get a feel of voting, because as a citizen of Louisiana, we're going to have, well, I'm not going to say we're going to have to, but it's a good thing to vote, because if you want your voice to be heard and that you want to make change in the community, the best decision is to vote.
Using the governor's race as a template, the students have a choice: the incumbent John Bell Edwards or Eddie Risponi. The steps were made easy for the kids to follow. After signing in, they filled out a ballot, putting an X by the name of the person that they wanted to vote for. Then it was off to the poll they go to cast their vote.
I think it was very creative and very helpful because we all got to voice our opinions.
So now that the next generation of voters has cast their vote, they have one more reminder for all of you at home. 1, 2, 3. Don't forget to vote! They were so cute. And now that the student polls are closed and results are in, all right, drum roll. The students voted for the re-election of Governor John Bell Edwards. The vote was 336 to 61.
No, that wasn't even close.
No. Now, don't forget that was just the kids' vote. Hopefully all of you at home went out to vote today. We will have live coverage of the elections on our website and Facebook, so head over to WGNO.com for all of the latest results.
I bet you one of the future governors was in that group.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Little politicians there.
Yeah.
And Peyton, there's nothing we love more than shining a spotlight on people in our community doing great deeds, right?
Absolutely. We want to shine a light on those making a difference right here in Louisiana.
It's our segment called 3 Cheers For, and we're giving it to Jennifer Williams. She's a 6th grade teacher at Adams Middle School, and Wednesday she was surprised with the Milken Educator Award and $25,000. Now the award recognizes outstanding teachers across the nation, and her students say she deserves it. Hip hip.
Hooray!
I am so proud of her because in the classroom, she's amazing with us. Like if we don't understand something, she'll just help us understand it, and her teaching methods is amazing.
8th grade teacher Stephen Gamachi and Paul Havens, Charter High School also received the Milken Award, and he and Miss Williams were the only 2 teachers in Louisiana of the 2,800 across the country to receive this award this year.
I want her to teach me. She seems awesome.
Wow, amazing.
Now, if you know someone deserving of our 3 cheers, send us an email or a picture to twist@wgno.com. Tell us their story, and we'll feature them on our show.
Yes, we will.
Coming up, it's our viral video of the week, and this little guy deserves his viral fame with a tail growing out of his head.
Interesting.
Cute. So it's time for our viral video of the week.
Saved from the streets and now wanted by dozens. A rescue puppy in Missouri is getting a lot of attention for what makes him different. This is Narwhal, the little magical furry unicorn, or just Narwhal for short, named after the whale with a tusk on its head from the movie Elf.
Oh, perfect name. I'd call him Spike, though. Now, the reason is pretty obvious. Little Narwhal was born with a tail on his forehead. He was found in the freezing cold last weekend and ended up at a rescue center where he's recovering from frostbite. And no, Narwhal's forehead doesn't wag. However, it flops around when he plays. Vets say the extra tail has no real use, but doesn't cause him any pain. Aw, so someone's gonna take him home. We love Narwhal. Good night.
Good
The bar's
night.
closed.
Bye.